you're going to bring your elbows to the floor and bring your hands to prayer, and make enough space so that you can set your forehead on the mat. And what I'm looking for is a sense of stretch under the armpits. So if you feel nothing when you're like this, then I want you to grab your blocks and you're going to place them underneath your elbows. Okay. So your elbows are about shoulder width, hands in prayer. Place your head between the blocks if this is you. And then try to have your forearms perpendicular to the floor. Okay. And then we're going to work with our legs a little bit. So this is kind of a nice little stretch for your shoulders, and then we'll work with the hips. So you can stack the blocks as high as you like, as long as your forehead can be on the floor. Okay, and then press your pubic bone into the floor and lift your belly button away from the floor. And then bend your right knee. Sorry, this is my right for today. Bend your right knee, and pushing the pubic bone into the floor, try to lift the thigh off of the floor. Push strongly into the left leg so that the kneecap of the left leg is lifted, and see if you can sneak that right thigh any more away from the floor. But don't do this. Don't let it go all the way up into your low back. That's the point of keeping the pubic bone pressing, belly button lifting, and trying just to lift the leg. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring it down. Now, you may notice if you push into the blocks with your elbows, you can actually kind of help yourself out, and that's okay. I want you to recruit whatever else you need to make the effort at the specific joint more efficient, okay? So forehead on the floor, press into the tops of the feet so that the kneecaps lift, bend the left knee. You can push into the elbows, push the pubic bone into the floor, lift the belly button away from the floor, and see if you can hover that left knee, thigh, maybe all the way up to the hip crease, but don't let the belly button push into the floor. Pull it away, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. That was a good one. Alrighty. Last one, we're going to do both legs, okay? So the temptation will be to do this with your low back, but I want you to keep that long and see, I don't know if you can see the difference really, but if you are pushing your pubic bone, which I should have clarified this earlier, the pubic bone is not these. It's way down here, right before all the important stuff starts, okay? That's what I want pushing into the floor, alrighty? So reestablish your position. If you came out of it to look at me doing crazy things, press your forehead on the floor, press the tops of the feet into the mat, and lift the kneecaps away from the mat. So fully engage the legs. Push the pubic bone into the floor and lift the belly button away from the floor. Should feel like a strong pelvic tuck. Okay, bend both knees. Trying to keep the pubic bone on the floor and the belly button lifting away. Can you hover the thighs? Maybe it's a millimeter. Maybe it's just a thought. But pushing maybe elbows into the blocks, lifting the belly button away from the floor. Can you hover those thighs any amount more? Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's hard to talk and do that at the same time. All right, shake out your legs a little bit and grab your strap. Okay, just have your strap in your hand for now. Lean your weight into your right foot and start to take a big step to the back of your mat. Bending deeply through that right knee, reaching back with the left foot. Line the feet up with each other roughly so that they're in the same line. Now you are on a tightrope. You can have the feet a little farther apart if the tightrope feels just not like it's in your world, okay? But that's the shape we're aiming for, okay? So bend deeply through the right knee. And for now, just drape the strap over your right thigh so that it's there when we need it. Dig the left heel into the floor, straighten strongly through the left leg. Think as if you were swiping beach tar off of that left heel and dragging it back on the mat. Corkscrew the right foot into the floor, bend deeply through the right knee. Okay, bring the arms out to a T and remain facing the long edge of your mat. So traditionally we gaze over the front hand, but for now, gaze over the long edge of your mat. Okay, you're going to spin your left thumb up and your right thumb down. And you're going to bring your left arm up and your right arm down. And then just bend the elbows as if you were going to touch the fingers together. And then come out, flip the hands, and do the other side. Okay, come out, flip the hands, and we'll go back and forth like this a few times. Try to keep your front ribs pulled in rather than flaring them out to make space for the hands. And use the shoulders to make space for the hands. Okay, this is the last one. Keep that corkscrewing action of the right foot into the mat and keep the left leg very straight. Okay, good. Now, with your right elbow up and your left elbow down, walk your left hand as far up between your shoulder blades as you can, and maybe you can grab your fingers. Even if you can grab your fingers, for this exercise, I'd like you to grab your strap. So take your strap and go fishing for your left hand, okay? And then walk your hands as close together as you can. Square your shoulders to the long edge of your mat. Rebend through that right knee. And then pull apart on the strap. And then it's a tug of war. So let the top hand win, then let the bottom hand win. Let the top hand win, let the bottom hand win. Let the top hand win, let the bottom hand win. Let the top hand win, let the bottom hand win. Now see if you can slack the strap by pushing the fists towards each other. And maybe you walk your hands closer together on the strap. Now, turn your gaze to look out over your right knee.